Here is the finished product. This is how I hooked up my saddlebag lights. I come up here to my little dashboard and I push that switch right there, and everything's on. Including the lights. Okay, I'm going to hit the switch off. And they're off. I did not touch any Harley-Davidson circuit at all. This is on a separate switch. Its own power, of course, using the battery, but I didn't touch nothing that belonged to Harley-Davidson. So if they have to go in there and work on anything, my stuff is out of their way. Once again, switch on, switch off. Good morning. This is part 2 of the illuminated Harley-Davidson saddlebag latches. I hope everybody's doing well and staying safe. Okay? All right. Tools you're going to need. Blue painter's tape. Blue Loctite. Drill. Some small drill bits. A cutaway tool that attaches to the drill. Small ratchet. Torx 10 and a Torx 20. We're getting ready to move that saddlebag latch, and I'm going to explain to you how it should be done. Okay. Your latch on the inside is held on with your tether and four screws total, including the 2 on the outside that hold the tether to the inside of the bag. And you're going to need a size 10 Torx to remove those 4 screws. Once that is done, you'll then need a size 20. Okay, you move that Torx out of the way and you see a silver plate holding still the latch. 3 screws, Torx 20 will take care of that. Once you're done with that, we're gonna proceed with applying blue painter's tape to the outside of the latch. Okay, as this has been done, imagine or assume that all sides are done with the blue painter's tape. Now, the next thing you're gonna do, your drill, one of your small drill bits. I'm gonna hold this up so you can see it. There's a hole here, all right? There's a hole here. What I did was I drilled into this latch, all right? Now notice, here's the keyhole. This is the first or the next portion that screws into that plate that I was mentioning earlier. Small drill, start drilling. Okay, once you've done that, what's going to happen is the latch reflector will begin to pop out. All right, so like I said, assume that This has painter's tape all around it. And one thing I probably did not mention is this wooden paddle that I didn't mention, and I apologize for that. You're gonna prop something up, some kind of spike tool, just to hold it so it's still popped up. Imagine that all the sides are covered, and then you will pry with the wood the reflector up. Pop. Okay, now that's done. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next step. Now I'm going to take the camera off my face and let's get into something else here. The next step. All right. Also, if I didn't mention this, I apologize, because my head is going everything, doing all kind of stuff right now. Small bottle of Goof Off and a small bottle of degreaser. You're going to need that, because what's holding this on is two-sided tape. Squirt it down with the Goof Off or whatever you use. Let it sit for a little while. Scrape off the residual with this piece of wood. Nothing crazy, just scrape it gently. You don't want to scratch it up. Okay? Come back with the degreaser. Simulating. Let that sit. Clear up any other goop or whatever that's in there in this little pocket. All right? Wash it off. Water. Let it dry. Pat it dry. Let it dry for a few minutes and we'll get back at it. Okay. Now, you got the two-sided tape that either came with the kit when you order the reflectors, or it was on there and you had to pull it off, whatever. I understand. The two-sided tape that I mentioned in the previous video, you're going to apply that to the back of this reflector. All right, your reflector that you got your LED in. All right, so peel back to one side, map it out, put it on. All right, now that's done. Okay, what you might have to do is open this hole up so that just in case that edge doesn't fit through, or where the wires come through, because they're coming through on this side, you might have to open that hole up. So this cutaway tool works wonders. Just hog it out a little bit. All right, if you don't feel comfortable with that, use the drill bit. Just hog it out. Just don't overcut this, okay? Because you'll be making a mess if you do overcut this. All right. Now, that's done. All right, take your time doing it. Don't rush it. The next thing you're going to do, once you get your little hole taken care of, now you can slide this little end piece through, whatever. All right, whatever you want to call that. Take that other piece of that two-sided tape off of that reflector. Press it in. Rub it across it like so it can charge up a little bit. All right, you've done that. Next thing, you might need a small dab of silicone, because if you have an overlay, this joker is always going to stick up. So take a little small dab of silicone adhesive, press and hold, let it stick. Okay? That's done. Run these wires, go back over to your saddlebag, run these wires however you're going to run them. That's on you. That's my disclaimer. I'm sticking to it. Just be responsible when you run these wires. Okay? The way I ran them, again, I just have them simply hooked up to my LED switch. That's all I did. I didn't bother anything with Harley-Davidson. So when I hit my switch, my light comes on, doesn't affect Harley. When I'm done with them, I turn the switch off. Repeat the steps. I believe this was the 20 with the small one. Start attaching everything back. Once that's done, line that lid up with that tether. Oh, line that plate up with those 2 inner screws first. Boom, boom. That's a 10. Then come back and hit that tether with that 10. And then you'll be done. Don't forget to wire it up safely and comfortably. Again, that disclaimer, you're hooking them up however, that's entirely up to you. Like I said, the way I did it, I hooked them up to a separate switch that runs my entire LED setup. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And please be safe out there. Hook these wires up responsibly because it's your motorcycle. And again, please be safe out there and be responsible when you hook those wires up. Once you're done, don't forget to take the tape off.